Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the final round. Before we begin, I know that I pissed off a lot of people by eliminating the games out of the competition and probably become even more nerd raging over my decision since we made it this far. I want to be clear, I'm being honest about each of these games that I felt, and I tried to make this as entertaining and unpredictable as possible. So even if I eliminated your favorite games, it doesn't mean that they're bad, it's just that they don't meet up with what I expect to be the best platformer of 2010, along with the great classics that we all remembered when platformers remained the dominant genre in the gaming industry. I made this award show very different than any other by making it a versus series and using my opinions to give you the reasons why I put them even closer as the winner. I can't miss this opportunity of making a simple award show because let's face it, platformers has been up and down in popularity, and since 2010 has the best line of platformers that we've seen in a very long time, I'm trying to do my very best to promote these platformers in which no one else will do. How many video game media needs to hype up the next big shooter game, which have nothing else to contribute but to do the same recycled shit of shooting enemies, weak storyline, and nothing creative or innovative? That's the reason why I prefer other genres like strategy, adventure, RPGs, sandbox, and more that's offering something new and different which deserves much more attention than the next big shooter. With great passion of platformers, I'm glad to award what I consider to be the best platformer of 2010. But before we name the winner, let me give you my grudge with all 4 of these nominations because I'm not trying to be for one game. Let's start with Super Mario Galaxy 2. Since throughout this Platinum Platformer Awards 2010, I've ranted again and again about the game being the same thing as the last. I have a good reason why. Before Super Mario Galaxy 2 was announced, I played the living hell out of Super Mario Galaxy 1 from 2007 when it came out, 2008 throughout the entire year, 2009 up till Super Mario Galaxy 2 was announced. When it was released in 2010, it was underwhelming because Nintendo rehashed the same game. I'm not in a hype saying that it's the greatest game of all time because I found the same flaws in this game from its predecessor, and it's almost like saying Mrs. Pac-Man is better than Pac-Man. I was tired out of playing Mario Galaxy 2 because I played Mario Galaxy 1 to death since 2007, and to see not much has really improved in the sequel, I'm burned out on it. It's nice to see Yoshi to enter the Galaxy series, being played better than he was in Sunshine, new power-ups like the clouds, and it's more easy to find Luigi and play him as a character than in the prequel. But other than those features, it's exactly the same as before. I hate it when sequels looks and feels the same as its prequel, which excuses the developers of working hard or put anything new. Look at other platformer sequels and you could see improvements, additions, features, and changes that they have made with the series like Spyro the Dragon, Jak and Daxter, Banjo-Kazooie, Ratchet & Clank, and so much more. And why does Mario get all the attention compared to other platformers out there? Because he's the most popular and most nostalgic, in which old fanboys refuse to try anything else. I want to promote other platformers out there besides Mario all the time, because what else can you say about the Mario games? I found it even more underwhelming that some of the things that I found very magical with the first being removed. One being the Red Star, which is the most underused power-up in the first game, and now it's forever gone, and they've made Rosalina less of a great character. We are rescuing the princess again, still being heavily limited on the power-ups. Swimming controls are still terrible, gravities has been recycled, and not as newly creative here, and everything else that we've already did in the last Mario Galaxy game. Why is this game so heavily hyped? Well, I guess that people haven't played Mario Galaxy 1 in a while and forgotten what it was like after they were done with it. Love Mario Galaxy 2 all you want. I'm just burnt out of doing the same thing over again. Heck, I can play any other games that were eliminated out of this competition and have something new. There aren't enough Yoshi levels to keep me from liking it more. Here's the thing. If we could bring Yoshi and other power-ups to other levels, and also other levels that you can't find any of them, like in the 2D Mario games, that would be great. Heck, why not put the power-ups and mix it with riding Yoshi? That will make the 3D Mario games better than 2D Mario games at least. But no, we're still stuck here with the same flaws, and I'm not going to act like it's the perfect game like everybody else. And for someone who's actually saying that this game is better than the first Mario Galaxy, it's almost like saying Mrs. Pac-Man is better than the first Pac-Man. And for those who disagree, just look at these pictures and tell me if it's A, Mario Galaxy 1, or B, Mario Galaxy 2. If you pick Super Mario Galaxy 2, you are wrong. It's Super Mario Galaxy 1. Now on Epic Mickey. Yes, this game is heavily flawed. First being the combat mechanics are very weak. I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it if the enemies weren't so damn hard to kill. Shooting out paint and thinner weak spin attack, and such just made the game feel kinda dull. The only thing that makes destroying enemies exciting is when you use your paint ability to make a hole in the ground. Does that sound exciting to you? Also, why does this game have so many instructions? I mean, whenever I jump into a level, Gremlin Gus has to keep instructing me on what I have to do. I think I know what I'm doing, and why the hell are you still following me? Also, why is the power-up upgrade so weak in this game? Summon a TV to distract your enemies? Yeah, good luck of making it last long so you can have enough time to damage your enemies before the TV disappears and face the frustration of killing your enemies. And to top it all down is the terrible camera controls. Now my gripes with Donkey Kong Country Returns. All of you guys who see my Donkey Kong and Me video should know that I've waited for this game for over a decade. A lot of people who played and reviewed Donkey Kong Country Returns say that it totally delivers the nostalgic factor. I really did like this game, but for the nostalgic factor, no. I'm not acting spoiled, but this is a different Donkey Kong game. I'm glad it's not a Donkey Kong Jungle Beat or another Mario game with Donkey Kong as a useless character. It's just that there are some things in this game that bugs the crap out of me. For one, I question why does Nintendo keep the Kremlins and King K. Rool off the series. Since Rare doesn't do Nintendo games anymore, all the Donkey Kong games after DK64 took off those lizards and offered some of the least intimidating and unmemorable enemies. Also, what's the point of having the stupid Super Guide in the first place? Is Nintendo so casual that they're trying to make the series less challenging? And what's the point of putting Diddy Kong on your back? I really want to play him in single player because he's more faster and agile than DK himself, and switching Kongs was a fantastic feature in the old DK games. I especially miss the water levels because other water levels in other video games are most infamous amongst experienced players as the worst thing in gaming. But the DK games has provided the best underwater levels in gaming, and hearing Retro Studios to take off the water levels greatly disappointed me. Another thing that really disappointed me was the lack of animal buddies. We only have Rambi in this game, and he's not used very often, which lacks the fun aspect of the DK experience. Where's Squitter the spider, Rattly the rattlesnake, Unguard the swordfish, Winky the frog, or any new animal buddy will be nice. And what about the other Kongs? Candy, Funky, or even playable characters like Dixie, Lanky, Tiny, Chunky, Kiddy Kong. Also, why does this game lack the feature of the classic controller? Because playing it on the Wii Remote and Nunchuck is not fun in a 2D platformer. Even playing it with the single Wii Remote is gimmicky because they're making us do the motion controls, which I find very unwelcoming to the series. I think Nintendo really forgot what made Donkey Kong Country Donkey Kong Country. As for the nostalgic factor, felt forced in this game, recycling the same old tracks and did it with a much more poor job. Retro Studios, you made the Metroid Prime series and offered some of the best soundtrack ever. Why is the music so poor in this game? Even fan-made remixes were much more enjoyable than listening to any of these tracks. I mean, I want to listen to aquatic ambience to relax underwater, not rushing for my life from drowning. Look, it's not about nostalgia. It's about making the Donkey Kong series improved, and to me, seeing DKCR announced in E3 10, then released in November, seems rushed. It's far from being as good as the old Donkey Kong Country games, and anyone who says otherwise are really carried away with anything Nintendo has put out. I'm glad that the Donkey Kong Country series made a comeback, but the new installment has a lot of issues that I found that can be improved for the sequel if they're going to make it. I would really love to see a reimagining of Donkey Kong Country 2 with Diddy, Dixie, and DK as playable characters and improve on all the complaints I have with this game. I'm not saying it's a disappointing game, but it seems that Nintendo only remembered DK from the first DK game when they forgot everything else. Just naming Donkey Kong Country Returns the winner of the Platinum Platformer Awards 2010 just makes it look like a disappointing year for platformers, because it is not the best of the DK games. But I would still prefer this game over any of those stupid Donkey Konga games any day. Heck, at least Nintendo has offered something new, unlike Super Mario Galaxy 2. So for not taking anything for granted, thanks Nintendo for making Donkey Kong Country a comeback, but not a better job as the past Donkey Kong games. And now the Sly Collection. I know that many of you guys have been asking me to name this game as the winner of the Platinum Platform Awards. And to tell you the truth, awarding this game is like awarding a game that came out years ago. Sure, it brought back memories and reminded me why I was a Sly fan in the first place, but it's not the next Orange Box. With the Orange Box, you had 2 games that had already been released and 3 new ones that came with it the same year. In order for me to make this collection at all a winner, they have to provide something new. The collection does have something new, but all they have is the move games, and they are just boring. I have no idea why this is the only thing new, in which I don't know who would pick this pointless feature over 3 of these games in this collection. But there is one little feature that's worth the purchase, and that is the trailer for Sly 4. And I have to say, Sucker Punch, thank you for not forgetting about your fan base who made you guys on the map. Unlike Naughty Dog, who likes to abandon series and start new ones. Which, by the way, Uncharted is now set in a desert? Well, doesn't that look familiar? So showing you guys that I'm not one-sided, I'm here to finally announce the winner of the Platinum Platformer Awards 2010. And the winner of the Platinum Platformer Awards is Epic Mickey. Why did I consider Epic Mickey the best platformer of 2010? Well, it's classic 3D platformer at its finest moment. Epic Mickey is like classics like Rayman 2, Super Mario Sunshine, mixed with an RPG-like adventure all into one. Not to mention that this is one of the most innovative 3D platformer that I've seen in a very long time. If you set the flaws aside, it's almost like a 3D platformer just made for platform fans like me. Everything from the designs, challenge, dark atmosphere, black comedy, and story. I never quite seen a game like this. And to top it all down is the ridiculous amount of replay value that you get from this game, because you can make choices in this game which gives you separate alternate endings, because there are quests that you must complete in order to get a good or bad ending without getting to spoilers. The game is pretty long, and there are no other platformer that came out in 2010 that I find a genuine piece of gaming like Epic Mickey. It was creative, ingenious, innovative, and one misjudged game. One main reason why I think people misjudge and overlook Epic Mickey greatly is because they're not passionate to platform games like I am, and seem to be extremely spoiled over shooters and nostalgic games of today. It's games like Epic Mickey that's really trying to make something new in the gaming industry, and I think Warren Spector did a fantastic job of bringing something new on the table and showed all of us what platformers can do. Sure, the game is heavily flawed and could have been done better in many ways, but I'm in my 3rd playthrough right now, trying to fix all the mistakes and failed quests that I've made in my past playthrough, and it is indeed very enjoyable to go through. Come to think of it, I think I did my top 20 3D platformers list a little too early, because I like this game so much that it deserves to be in this list. Maybe behind Vex, I don't know really. This is one of those great platform games that we don't see every day, and I hope that there will be more games like Epic Mickey, and probably even better than Epic Mickey. I know many of you were pretty upset at my decision of choosing Epic Mickey. I know my buddy Almuya is angry at me for not putting the Sly Collection as the winner, but I'll make it up to you guys by making a trilogy co-op review with Almuya, because I haven't found a bigger fan than him. For Donkey Kong Country Returns, I fully appreciate this old franchise's comeback, and I'm sure it's a bit more fun than Epic Mickey, but it has a lot of flaws and features that weren't necessary, had a lot of things missing that made the Donkey Kong franchise so memorable, and it needed a lot of improvements. It's a great game, but I just can't find myself rewarding this game that wasn't as good as the originals. And for Super Mario Galaxy 2, since everybody's rewarding this game as the best platformer of the year, I strongly disagree, because it is the best example of Nintendo constantly recycling their franchises. The only big evolution Nintendo has made all year was Metroid Other M. Even all the games that are eliminated, I also have appreciation for them for bringing back the platformer gameplay that we don't get very often. But you'll never see anyone like me to like Epic Mickey more. Since a lot of people overlook this game greatly, I can't let this game go because of all the hard work that Warren Spector has made for the Disney franchise, while Disney today is oversaturated with stupid underage pop stars. Granted, the camera and features need a lot more improvement, but compared to other platformers out there, this one is really different, and I have full appreciation for doing so. Even though this is the best line of platformers we had in a very long time, the genre needs a lot of improvements to be anywhere as good as the old days before platformers lost popularity. 2010 has really been a fantastic year for not only platformers, but other parts in the gaming industry today that was very lacking. I mean, PC gaming lacked a lot of exclusive titles in 2009, and a lot of console gamers predicted that PC gaming was dying. But thankfully, they were sadly mistaken, because Blizzard has finally released StarCraft 2, Civilization 5 made turn-based strategy a comeback, and Amnesia: The Dark Descent brought scares in video games back from the mediocrity of mainstream horror games. But I will remember 2010 as the year in gaming that I expected. And most of all, thank you all for watching my reviews, because 2010 to me personally got me some more recognition on YouTube. And without you guys, the best subscribers, I doubt I would be doing this Platinum Platform Awards. Is 2011 going going to be better than 2010? To tell you the truth, we don't really know at this point. But there are a lot of promising games that will be coming out this year that I'll be looking forward to. And if you think Epic Mickey is my favorite game of 2010, it is one of them, but not my personal pick. If you want to know what I consider to be the best game of 2010, check out the Boot Chow 2010 Awards on the Boot Chow Radio Podcast website to know what exactly is my favorite game of 2010. Other than that, congratulations Epic Mickey, you are the winner of the Platinum Platform Awards 2010. Thank you all for watching. See you all at the end of the year for another Platinum Platform Awards. And also, stay tuned for more of my reviews coming soon. This episode was brought to you by the Boot Chow 2010 Awards. If you haven't seen it yet, please click on the link below this video.